The Polish government is prepared to increase domestic electricity production to compensate for any imbalance that may arise in Ukraine's energy system, reports Bloomberg.
Warsaw's assurances come amid an escalating row over the future of gas transit through Ukraine. Fico made the threat 2 days ago when he said Slovakia would stop supplying electricity that Ukraine urgently needs during network outages, if necessary. Almost 3 years after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Bratislava still relies on cheap gas from Gazprom, from the Bloomberg publication.
On January 1st, Ukraine is set to halt the transit of Russian gas to the EU. Slovakia and Hungary have failed to diversify their sources of natural gas since the beginning of the invasion. Kyiv proposed compensating Slovakia for losses associated with ending Russian gas transit through Ukraine. But Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico declined, according to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Якщо європейська країна готова отримувати газ,
If a European country is ready to receive gas and not pay this money to Russia until the end of the war, we can think about it. This is an important moment for us.
President Zelensky suggested that Vladimir Putin instructed Fico to open a second energy front against Kyiv at the expense of Slovakia's people. He wrote this on the social media platform X. Zelensky emphasized that European countries would benefit more from working with neighbors to increase energy supplies, particularly from the US and other partners. Later, Slovakia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs denied allegations of cooperation with Putin.
We strongly reject any unfounded claims about the opening of a second energy front, as well as fabricated accusations of any alliance with Vladimir Putin. We have provided and will continue to provide humanitarian assistance to vulnerable and seriously affected people in Ukraine to the best of our ability, from a statement by the Slovak Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs.
On December 27th, Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico announced that his country would consider countermeasures in response to Ukraine, halting Russian gas transit starting January 1st. According to Bloomberg, nearly 3 years after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Bratislava is still relying on cheap Russian gas, which undermines European Union efforts to reduce dependence on Russian energy by 2027.
He aims to pressure Kyiv into allowing the transit of Russian gas. It's quite clear, for a long time he has served Russian interests in the EU and, in return, benefits from corrupt incentives like cheap Russian gas. Naturally, he wants what he considers his due for cooperating with Russia. That's why he's using every tool at his disposal. He's likely to leverage threats against European integration and influence through EU institutions.
Earlier, President Zelensky stated that Ukraine could transport fuel from other countries, excluding Russia, if requested by the European Commission. Meanwhile, the European Commission is preparing a roadmap to end imports of Russian energy resources, expected to be unveiled in February 2025. Reported by Katerina Bastun, KD, UATV News.